Welcome to the timeline of women in NASA. My name is Ms. Godsell, and I'll be taking you through timelines of women in NASA. So today, we will be reviewing how to log into Padlet to help you make your timeline. Then we're going to talk about what a timeline is. We're going to do some reading and find out the timeline of women in NASA, get you started, and start to create the timeline in Padlet. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to log into Padlet and then create a timeline. So the first thing I'm going to do is sign up for a Padlet, so I can put my email address in here and then create my password. And make sure you click I am beautiful. You should be going to padlet.com. Click sign up. And there you go. It's free. It's done. That's about it. So you can join a Padlet if your teacher gives you one, or you can make a Padlet. And so I click on Make a Padlet, and I scroll down to Timeline, at the bottom, and click Select. Great. And this is my shiny Padlet. Next. Great, so I'm going to start posting. So I can click on this little button, and I can add in whatever I need to. And I can put in, I can upload a file, I can put a link, I can search for stuff, I can put a picture, etc. And then if I want to put like 2000, done. And then I want to put the next one, and middle school would be 2000 and, let's see, maybe 11. Done. And you can just keep going like that. But that's how you create a timeline on Padlet. So now that you know how to log into Padlet and create a timeline, let's talk about what is a timeline. What are you making? Well, a timeline is a representation of events over a period of time. So if you have the timeline of someone's life like I have here, you can see that we have, first they were born, this is when they started kindergarten, where they started middle school, where they started high school. And so we can see each of these events in the person's life happening in order as they happen over time. So that's what a timeline is. Alright, so let's take a look at Sally Ride. We're going to read this slide, and we're going to look for some important events and important dates to write down and put in our timeline. So, just over 20 years after Valentina Tereshkovska's historic mission, Sally Ride became the first American woman in space. At the age of 32, she was the youngest American to ever travel to space at that time. Okay, so that seems pretty important. So I'm going to need to look up a couple things to help me put this on my timeline, because I see 20 years after. So I'm going to need to find out when Valentina went to, when her historic mission was. And then I'm going to be able to put 20 years later, so I just add plus 20 to that year, and I'll be able to find out about Sally Ride. So that one takes a little bit more work. And it also helps at the age of 32. Great, so I'm about to find out where she was, or when she was born. Ride was born May 26, 1951 in Encino, California. She pursued college degrees in both English and physics. She went on to earn a master's degree and a PhD in physics from Stanford University. Great. So I have three things I can put on there. So I need to look up when Valentina's mission was, and I'll also need to look up then what 20 years after that was. But also I can definitely very easily put on that she on the timeline that she was born on May 26, 1951. So let's go do that. Alright, so now that I went through and collected my information, I'm going to put it into the Padlet. So on my Padlet, I just started out with the timeline. She was born in 1951 in California. And so now I'm going to put when she first went to space. And so I'm going to click the plus button and write in Sally goes to space for the first time. Or I could put Sally as first woman in space, all kinds of stuff. I could go find a picture. And then I'm going to put in the date. And that's all. And so if I want to add things in between there, and just click this plus button. That's how I do it. If I make a mistake and I want to delete it, I can delete that post like that. And it's simple as that. That's how you make your timeline. Good luck. To wrap up, today we reviewed how to log into Padlet, what is a timeline. We did some reading and found out information for the timeline that we then implemented onto the timeline in Padlet. Now it's your turn. Finish reading the work on Google Slides, then take the information you found and put it into your own Padlet. Good luck!